following is a presentation of GRS-TV.
We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shine. We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shine.
Two teams coming off back-to-back wins collide tonight as the chase to finish in the top four continues. From Homer B. Johnson Stadium in Garland, it's the Garland Owls and the Lakeview Centennial Patriots. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. My name is Scott Garner, joined alongside Steve Reeves as these two teams get ready to strap it on again, hoping to come up with a three-game win streak. Both of these two teams lose to open the campaign. They've won back-to-back games ever since. And in back-to-back games, they've had to do it in comeback fashion. In fact, last week, this Lakeview Centennial team wins in overtime. They do it with a couple of big stops late, and the passing game was impressive. They scored 34 points to get it done.
Well, I tell you what, you're exactly right, Scott. That was a fantastic finish, especially as, Lakeview held off Saxe there at the end of regulation to actually send that game into overtime, and then as you mentioned had a missed field goal from Saxe, and then the nice pass in the end zone to really seal that game and put it away 34-28. A great comeback for them. They had actually led 14-0 in that game. Saxe took the lead late, and then as you said, they had the late touchdown, went into overtime and ended up winning it. And for Garland, of course, same thing. They started behind 14-0 to North Garland, so kind of a similar situation. Garland makes the comeback and then had to hold off North Garland there at the end of the game. So we're coming into this one really expecting a great game between these two teams.
And Lakeview Centennial will have the football first. Garland wins the toss. They have deferred. And so a team that averages close to 200 yards through the air will get a chance to operate on offense to start tonight. So happy to have you along. A sun-splashed evening as the sun begins to set, as the kickoff will be fair caught at around the 10-yard line there by Zion Chambers. So we'll see this Patriot team, who is much improved on offense, give Jonathan Hester a chance to get it going. Hester last week, 16 of 27, 185 yards, 3 touchdowns last week, and he's got a really nice offensive front. He's got Black and Johnson at the tackle spot, Akiti and Sanford at guard. William Price is the center. Hester, a guy that will hand off to Jack Dustin, who's averaging close to 5.4 per carry. He's got over 200 yards rushing, but they do it a number of different ways. They like to stretch the defense both vertically and horizontally with the screen game.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hester, as you mentioned, he's the experienced quarterback. He's a senior this year. He comes back after starting last year for the Patriots, and he's looked good here early on. And as you said, got some weapons there, not only, in the backfield, but also we mentioned, Caleb Montgomery on the outside, and they're looking to throw it here on first down.
How about two backs to open up, and Hester using the legs as we see the safety Justin Washington set the edge and contain Tim Muhammad, stops him a couple of yards from moving the sticks.
Yeah, you're going to see play action here. Hester's going to roll to his right. Pressure comes immediately, but he's able to spin away, and a nice little carry there to the outside before he slides down.
Hester, a dual threat. He can throw it, he can run it. Garland very strong on the defensive front. They'll flip it out into the flat, and nothing at all right there as they hit Bonsai, who kind of doubles as an H-back.
Yeah, quick hitter there, and just not able to keep his feet. Looked like he was going to have enough for the first down, but just trips. You see right here, he tries to make the turn, and then two Garland defenders there to make the tackle.
So a big down early on in this game. Lakeview Centennial averages close to 24 per contest. Both of these two teams are around 24. And third downs have not been a problem as of late. It's a quarterback counter. Defensive front tightening up. Jonathan Hester just needed 2. Gabe Williams swallowed him up from that defensive tackle spot, but they'll move the sticks.
Yeah, Garland big up front defensively, so keep an eye. And there's a look at number 35 in on that tackle. But a good play there by the quarterback. He just sees that opening in the middle of the field and is able to pick up the necessary yards for the first down.
you can see from week to week, this Lakeview Centennial team continues to grow in terms of confidence. You can see it already to start. This is a conventional counter to Dustin, who tries to break a tackle in the backfield, and then immediately to Marcus McNeil, who had 3 sacks last year and has made a couple of good plays to start, brings him down.
Yeah, returning starter there on the defensive line, as you mentioned, to Marcus McNeil, makes a nice play. Well, he just runs into the back of his lineman there, as you saw, and that really just kind of bottled the play up and allowed McNeil to get over there.
Run game has been decent, 162 yards per game, but it's nothing like Garland rolls out there. They're close to 300 per contest. Second down and 8. And they will give Lawson a chance here across the 40-yard line. Savion Hunter, actually the ball carrier, picks up 11 as they stretch him laterally.
Yeah, Hunter with a nice gain there. As you see, breaks the 1 tackle. Watch this outside here. And once he does that, he's got a lot of room outside as they lost containment, and he's able to pick up, as you mentioned, 11 yards. A nice run that time on the first carry for Hunter.
It's a nice job right there by Hunter. Savion Hunter, a senior, 5'10", 150, has yet to capture a reception, but they want to get him the football. Some different formations this week. They with 4 here. Roll Hester out. He's got a reverse, looking for a block, and he's got one. Across midfield, but the linebacking core, including Zaylen Reynolds, doing a good job of getting to the sideline to stop the big play.
Yeah, good coverage out there for the Garland secondary. As you saw, he had time that time, Hester did, but just not able to find anybody. Does the only thing he can do, and that's reverse field and run towards the sideline. So a nice play there by the Garland secondary.
Hester, a guy that has been making things happen with his feet.
Well, look at the run outside there, and again, he just breaks contain once again, and Garland's going to have to shore that up to try to contain Hester and the Patriots offense. Boy, bobble here.
Big mistake. It's on the ground. Garland looks to have it. Tim Muhammad may have that football. He comes up with it, and they're going to give it to him. It'll be Garland ball. Big mistake by Lakeview Centennial.
Yeah, and it was hard to see that time, Scott. I don't know if it happened on the exchange there. It did indeed. So he was trying to hand the ball off, and just not a good handoff there to Dustin, and he loses the handle, as you mentioned, Tim Muhammad there to jump on it.
Yeah, so the mesh point proving problematic. Lakeview Centennial coughs the football up. They wanted to be prepared, take their game plan into the ball game tonight, and I don't think that was part of the game plan. We'll start at midfield and hand the football off tackle to Keontae King, who's been good. They want to kind of get him going early tonight. He's got 6 on the first snap.
Yeah, King is a good running back. Again, the senior, one of the only skill players really coming back from last year's squad. And as you mentioned, just ran a simple play off tackle that time and a nice gain on first down.
Garland, as you see, playing a little bit faster than we saw them play last week. They are down about 4 or 5 guys. They have some injuries, so they're trying to overcome that. Jaden Norwood is the quarterback. He's more of a runner than thrower. You see here on the draw on 2nd down and 4. Nice move to pick up the first down as he runs into Treson Gilmore, who gets his first start of the year at that Mike linebacker position and picks up 8 on the jaunt.
Yeah, as you mentioned, design quarterback draw the whole way. You're going to see him take 2 steps back and then just run forward to the left side. Nice run there. Nice move as well, but boy, big number 36 there for the Patriots, able to make the tackle.
Norwood had 97 yards last week against North Garland in that come-from-behind victory, 38-32. 1st and 10, quick screen, high toss. Davis has it, shakes a man, keeps his feet, picks up another 6 for the Owls. Gilmore again on the stop.
Yeah, nothing fancy that time, just as you mentioned, Scott. Keep that up-tempo going. They throw that quick hitter out there to the wide receiver, Davis. And as you said, he picks up about 6 yards. And I tell you, if Garland gets 6-7 yards each play there, they're going to be happy with that on first down.
No doubt about it. We see some early movement here as they motioned the tight end Tedesco out across the hash mark. He moved early.
Number 73, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So illegal procedure here. Call from Braylon Morrison, who's our lead official tonight. Dallas chapter officials. 2nd down, 9 now. And they'll keep it on the ground to Keontae King off tackle. You see where Lakeview Centennial has really strengthened that defensive front. King only able to get 2. Sometimes he had a tendency to bounce too early last week, but made the adjustment.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see, again, same plays they ran earlier, this time to the left side. And, boy, number 7 there for the Patriots does a great job. A.J. Harris, the DB, he just stayed at home that time, holds King to a short gain of only 2.
It's maybe a free play here for Norwood as the end jumps. Norwood loses the football. And then he pays a punishing price there, getting hit at around the 32 by Jamar Rhodes, who was their best cornerback last week.
Yeah, and you mentioned Scott the flag on the play, so we'll see what the call is. But, man, he had open field there. He was going to easily pick up the first down until he lost the handle.
Both teams have a hard time hanging on to that football early on. First of 3 games, rather 4 in the district this week. Naaman at Wiley East tomorrow. Rowlett hosting Saxe and South Garland and North Garland. Will be an offside
Defense, number
Lakeview
18.
Centennial. We mentioned it was going to be a free play, and I thought they would need it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw it right there. You know, again, it was going to set up a long 4th down there. But, you know, as it turns out with the offside call, it comes out well. But you saw the jump right there on the top of your screen, or at the top of your screen, and he definitely offside. But, again, looked like he was going to have plenty of yardage for the first down until he bobbled the ball.
Yeah, and you see Jamar Rhodes, he is a hard-hitting cornerback. Little read option here to King, and again between the tackles with Trey Wilson, the Baylor commit, making his first tackle at the line of scrimmage to bring up 4th and 2.
Yeah, big Trey Wilson. You don't necessarily want to run at him, but they do indeed on that 3rd and short. No gain on the play, so they're going to go for it here, it looks like, on 4th down.
Wilson has really done a number the last 2 weeks. Had a great offseason. They really like the work and that leadership. 4th and 2, and Garland's going to go ahead and go for it. First 4th down conversion attempt. King got the fake there. Norwood trying to get to the marker. It looks like he's got it. Corey Gray tried to keep him from getting it. I don't think he was successful.
Yeah, I think he got it by just 1 yard. Had just enough on the play. It was, as you mentioned, you know, really kind of that read option, and he chose to keep it himself that time. And pretty good blocking outside there as well to springing for that first down.
Garland taking this football over at midfield. Another hard count, another offside penalty. Throw it to the post. Not even close, and not a chance there for Underwood to make that catch. The ball was actually almost intercepted by Jeremiah Moore, the safety.
Yeah, I thought the same thing at first, Scott, but I didn't see a penalty flag on the play, so I don't think they called it. I was thinking the same as you. It looked to me like he jumped offside, but no penalty on the play.
And I think Norwood thought it was an offside call. I think he thought it was a free play.
Yep, right there with you. I thought so as well.
2nd and 10 now for the Owls. They have converted on 4th and 2. Draw. King, nice cut. Close to a first down. What a run for Keontae King. Every carry so far here in this first quarter has been between the tackles.
Yep, and that was a nice play that time. Again, another well-designed draw play. You're going to see a little bit of trap blocking up front. And then again, King just does the rest himself up the middle. Good blocking and a nice gain of close to 9 yards.
Keontae King, 131 yards on 18 carries against North Garland last week. A little over 7 a pop. He gets 9 to bring up 3rd and 1. They go quickly, fake the power. Norwood's going to keep it, and he's got himself another first down. The Owls using the legs of the sophomore Jaden Norwood as Corey Gray makes his 2nd tackle.
Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, that, you know, really their strong suit is the running game, and you're going to see, again, Norwood's going to keep it a lot of times. He's going to hand it off to King and others, but this time he just does it himself. A nice move there, as you mentioned, Scott, to get outside, pick up the first down, and they're driving here. Nice drive so far for the Owls.
And this is vintage Garland football. This is not a team that's going to drop back and throw it 40 times a game.
Absolutely. You know, it changed a little bit. Last year they had, you know, those 4 wide receivers, and they did throw the ball a lot. But you're right, Scott, you know, you're bringing in a sophomore quarterback here, you know, his first varsity experience, and they've kind of changed things here. And, boy, we've got a bad snap here.
And Norwood's going to try to make the best of it, but will lose 7 yards. Romero, Jason Romero, the senior backup outside linebacker, ran him up to the sideline.
Well, that's a bad feeling. Not much you can do on that, and that center just snapped it way over his head that time. And as you mentioned, he just got as much as he could, ran to the outside there, and finally ran out of room, pushed out of bounds, and, you know, got as much as he could, but still 2nd and long.
Not as much as he could. I really expected him to grab that football and maybe throw it out of bounds to avoid the big loss. And now Danny Russell wants to talk about this on 2nd down and 16 as Garland way behind the chains for the first time tonight. As the fans have come out and supported their Patriots, who have won 2 of the first 3 ball games after winning just 5 last year. This Patriot team has done a really good job going to the postseason for the last 6 years after about a 2-decade drought.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and as you mentioned, they started the season with that loss, and it's really one that they thought they should have won. And, you know, got them off to that bad start. But as you mentioned, they came back in week 1, the second game of the season in week 1 against Skyline, really played well defensively, got that 10-9 win, and really kind of headed them into district play on you know, with a little bit of momentum at their back. Played well last week against Saxe, got the big win, and they're looking to keep it rolling here tonight.
And really, Lakeview Centennial is 3 points away from being undefeated coming into this game.
Yep, absolutely. And as I mentioned, they led for a lot of that game, you know, against Frisco, and just not able to seal the deal.
11th play of the drive as they go empty, and Norwood right off the bat looked to run the football, and the offensive line going to get flagged for a hold as Ismail Ball literally tackled his defender at around the 20. This one probably going to be coming back.
Yeah, one of those easy calls, as you mentioned, Scott. This is going to be a holding call, obviously, against the offensive lineman. Norwood had a nice run that time to the outside. He got really the yardage back that they lost on the bad snap, but, again, it's all for naught.
We got 2 fouls on the play, both on the offense. Offense, number 66. Dead ball. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 6.
It looks like Ismail Ball, the aforementioned tackle,
got
is going to
holding.
get called for not 1 but 2 penalties here. And that was key number 2 for Danny Russell. He wanted to cut down on the penalties tonight.
Yep, exactly. They have been a very penalized team the first 3 weeks of the season, something that they've got to cut down on, as you mentioned. Kind of hard to pick it up at the bottom of your screen. It looked like he got tripped up, and then, as you mentioned, ball just kind of fell on him. That's probably where you got the extra penalty. Coach Russell out there talking to the referee. He wants a good explanation. So right here on your screen, watch 66 come right on top of 35 while he's on the ground, and that's where you got the penalty.
So a hold and the personal foul. 3 penalties on this drive alone. It's the opening drive for Garland here. Again, 5 wides and big pressure on Norwood. And down he goes. What a play by Xavier Wright, the defensive end.
Well, and that time, great pressure that time by the Patriots defense. Watch Norwood. He's dropping back, but here comes the pressure. He tries to scramble, but a great tackle, as you mentioned, by number 33 of the Patriots, Xavier Wright, before Norwood's able to get outside.
His first sack of the year. This is a guy that was the district sophomore player of the year last year. Really played well the opening week, and he's had a really good season so far. Had 7 tackles for a loss coming in, did Xavier Wright, leading the club at 16 tackles, which also leads the defensive line. Now it's 3rd down and 52.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And a flag comes out for delay.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure I've ever seen a game that's had a 52 yards
Delay
to go
game.
for a first down.
Offense. 5-yard penalty.
And now let's
2nd
make it
down.
57.
4th and 57. If there were any time for a quick kick, would now not be the time?
Now would be it, absolutely. Boy, really a nice drive that time, you know, or so far, I should say, Scott, for Garland, driving all the way down. You know, they had 1st and 10 at the 14, but, well, I tell you, the penalties have really piled up here, and now it was, we mentioned 3rd and 57, and, you know, I'm not so certain you don't just hand the ball off here and you know, punt it away.
Got a tight, a wing. Norwood setting up a middle screen. Late to develop. Nice catch by King with one hand. King Nice cut. Gets a lot of it back. 22, in fact, before Jamar Rhodes can make his second stop of the drive.
Yeah, nice safe play that time for the Owls. It works almost like a run, that screen pass. And, well, I tell you, he almost got tackled right back there for another loss, but a good run by King. He has some blockers out in front and cuts it back to the middle, and then finally tracked it down by number 2 of the Patriots, as you mentioned, Rhodes. And it's going to be 4th down and long.
Chauncey Carter will come out, who doubles as a safety. Last time he came out in punt formation, they faked it. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, I hope they don't fake it here on 4th down and 36.
A.J. Harris back deep to receive. Yeah, that would have been tough to convert. They may kill this. Couldn't quite straddle it. It'll be a touchback.
Boy, they sure did try, as they had a great kick that time by Carter. And as you mentioned, it bounced it around the 6. And, seemed to be slowing down, but they just weren't able to catch up to it. And so it will be Lakeview's football.
Lakeview Centennial catches a break here with 3:06 to go in the first. Each team's only had it once here in the quarter, but Lakeview fumbled at midfield. And I thought for sure Garland would be able to get points out of that.
Yeah, sure did look that way again at the start of the drive. And as you mentioned, a long drive as well. So they took quite a bit of time off the clock and had a good drive going until the penalties really just did them in.
So Hester will come back out after they snap it 7 times and turn it over on the Dustin fumble. They will take over from the 20.
Well, are they going to mark it down at the 2? Are they going to say that he touched it there? That new rule is, as long as they down it, it doesn't matter whether your momentum carries you into the end zone or not. So I think they're going to go ahead and mark it right there at the 1.
Ball's placed on the 1-yard line.
It used to be if the ball, if the runner that touches the ball, that downs the ball, if any part of him's in the end zone, it's a touchback. But they've changed that rule the last couple of years, so they are going to mark it down at the 1.
Interesting. How about that? They talk about it. They initially ruled it a touchback, and after a conversation, they put it back on the 2. What a break for the Owls. So Hester in the backfield, and Sean Lawson, who had a nice game last week in the backfield. It's an option, and Hester's got room. And a cutback. Look out. He's got one guy to beat. To midfield. Look at this guy. His blocker outruns him, looking for somebody to block. Doesn't need one. 98 yards for the score.
Boy, a great run by Hester there. 98 yards for the touchdown. As you said, boy, great job up front by the offensive line as they opened the hole up for the quarterback, and then he did the rest. Well, great block downfield here by number 4 as well. Watch him come across there, make the great block just to get in front of the runner there. Didn't do anything malicious. And then Hester did the rest, boy, and Lakeview gets on the board first here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium.
I don't think Hester wants to challenge Hunter in a 100-yard dash. I can promise you. How did Savion Hunter outrun Hester on that play? But he did. And Lakeview Centennial takes a 7-0 lead. We'll take a break and we will continue. 2:47 to go. Somebody get that man some water on GRS TV.
There's going to be decline.
We are all connected to something bigger than ourselves. Change one thing, change everything. The things we do today have an extraordinary impact on a child's future. A better child, a better world. GISD has a ripple effect on our community. Every lesson can positively affect our future leaders. We are Garland ISD, impacting lives, changing futures. It's what we call the GISD effect.
Jonathan Hester with his Tony Dorsett routine from the 2. Going all the way the distance, 98 yards for the touchdown for Lakeview Centennial. What an electrifying run.
Great run by Hester. And, of course, we still have 2:47 remaining in the first quarter, and he's already over 100 yards rushing.
Well, I guess 98 on one play. Chauncey Carter deep for the Owls. Good kick. Returnable from the 7.
Oh, he's got a lot of room here, too. Boy, closed in a hurry, but
out to the 31-yard line. 24 yards on the return for the Owls, who find themselves down 7-0 after they began from midfield on their initial drive. And here they are just inside the 31.
yeah, let's see if Garland can answer here with a little bit of a drive of their own. Again, just a great run by Hester. And again, can't say enough about the blocking up front. Just able to open up a hole there for Hester, and then his legs did the rest. And Lakeview out to that 7-0 lead.
Incredible run, as I'm sure that Lakeview Centennial band was charged up down there. Using the tight end. And what a power run right here. Keontae King getting the call with Treason Gilmore making his 3rd tackle.
Yeah, King right up the middle of that time. And as you said, the number 36 right there, Gilmore with another tackle here in the game. Nothing fancy, just up the middle. And he is right there, right spot at the right time. That's exactly where the linebacker's supposed to be.
You know, we made the comment last week when Garland was down 14-0 and came back to tie the game that this is not an Owl team that can afford to get down 2 or 3 scores. They sometimes have made it difficult on themselves, but they continue to fight. They certainly did last week. Lakeview Centennial the advantage here. Norwood rolling out. Throws the out to Davis. Makes a nice catch right at the 1st down marker.
Well, a great catch that time as he had to kind of reach behind him there to make the catch. And, boy, good defense there, too. The corner was right on top of him, but a good throw that time by the quarterback. And some right there had to turn around and catch him, but a good one.
Norwood now 3 of 4, just shy of 40 yards through the air. And, you know, as Danny Russell's mentioned, if they can get between 125 and 175 through the air, they think guys like Keontae King can do the rest, but he runs into his own man here on this 1st down play, still manages 3.
Yeah, pulled a couple of linemen that time trying to get outside to the left. King with that carry and cuts it back up inside. And like you said, runs right into his own player and short gain of only 2 yards.
And you can see by King's running style, it has been absolutely emphasized this week in practice. Don't bounce unless it's there or you have to.
Yeah, he's kept everything, as you said, Scott, really there in between the tackles. That's exactly where they wanted. Pretty big offensive line for the Owls. Going to take the handoff here again. A nice gain this time. He's going to be close to the 1st down.
Full head of steam for Keontae King for 7. Nico Gaston, who came in with 16 tackles, makes his 1st of the night.
See the handoff there. He's got a lead blocker up the middle. See a missed tackle there as well from the Patriots, but a good run by King, and going to be 3rd down and short for the Owls.
King has been very workmanlike tonight. 5 carries, 19 yards. Norwood on the option. Moves the sticks on 3rd down and 1. Bonsai, the backup end, wrestles him down.
Yeah, you had the 2 plays on 1st and 2nd down. King to the left. This time they just fake the handoff to King. Norwood keeps it outside to the right, picks up enough for the 1st down. Here's a look at the replay again. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. There's the fake, and Norwood keeps himself, has that one man to beat outside and does so.
1st down, this time to the outside. King taken down by a very athletic Corey Gray, the senior 5'10 linebacker, is a 3-year starter.
Yeah, King had some room out there, but, you know, unless Gray makes that good tackle, and he does, he's able to grab him from behind, and Gray holds him to a short gain on the play.
Tremendous running back, Keontae King. Remember, he was a number 2 back behind a 1,000-yard rusher last year. We roll down to the end of the quarter. Lakeview Centennial with a 98-yard touchdown run from Jonathan Hester. What a job. And we'll take a break and we will continue. 12 minutes in the books. Homer B. Johnson at 7-0 in favor of the Patriots on GRS TV. Fans coming out on a Thursday night to see a good matchup here in 9-6A as Lakeview Centennial. Patriot fans there witnessing a 98-yard touchdown run by Jonathan Hester, their quarterback. They take a 7-0 lead into the second quarter. Garland, in typical workmanlike, methodical fashion, has snapped it at least 7 times on each of their first 2 drives as we flip the field here.
Big game, as you mentioned. Garland, Lakeview, both coming in 1-0 in district play. The winner of this game tonight, at least for one night, will be on top of the district at 2-0.
Well, Danny Russell finds himself down 7-0. Not unfamiliar territory. Garland putting together a couple of comeback victories here. Delayed draw here to James for the first time. James close to a first down, taking a couple of hard hits. Jamar Rhodes leading the way, his 4th tackle already.
Yeah, number 6 King, usually the bruising back, and they bring in Timius James as kind of a change of pace. He's a lot quicker, a little bit smaller. Nice play on the draw to get outside and come close to the first down. It's going to be 3rd down and short now for Garland.
James, a backup, ran for 92 last week, 12 carries. And he's got great vision, and we'll see if he can see the light here. On 3rd down and 1, it's going to be close with Jason Romero trying to keep him from moving the sticks. But again, Garland, between the tackles, proving beneficial.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I thought that was going to be close as well, and as soon as I said that, I saw the official signal for the first down. James up the middle, makes a nice spin move, gets that 1 yard, and then moves the chains.
King and James may be the best 1-2 punch in the district on the ground.
Could be. Could very well be. Again, kind of change of pace. James is that quicker back, and see him get another handoff here to the left.
And you mentioned quick. They run the outside zone to the short side of the field here for James. A.J. Harris, who's been getting a lot of interest from schools like SMU and La Tech, and Stephen F. Austin brings him down.
See, good push up front by Lakeview that really made James kind of go back in the backfield around there to the left side, and that allowed the other Lakeview defenders to come and make that tackle. So a gain of only 2 for James on that play. Again, really set up by that defensive end.
Danny Russell, you see him there, concerned about not turning the ball over, cutting down on penalties. They had 4 penalties on their last drive alone. James on 2nd and 8, bulldozed by Romero and company, along with Jalen Allen, the sophomore tackle. Not much for Timius James.
Well, you mentioned early in the game, Scott, really Garland keeping it on the ground, and they continue to keep it on the ground. Another handoff to James to the short side of the field. You're going to see some blocking up front there, but boy, Lakeview's defensive line has just been keeping, everything there up front in front of them, and James only a gain of about 1.
Garland's only been able to pound out 39 yards so far on the ground. It's 3rd and 7. Norwood on a draw to King. Dancing at the line of scrimmage, and the pursuit by the men in blue will force a 4th and long as Trey Wilson comes up with his 18th tackle of the year.
Yeah, another nice play call there, but you got to account for Trey Wilson. Garland doesn't. You see him slide down the line, just like you said, makes the tackle on King, and now we've got a 4th down and long.
Chauncey will come back out to punt. Chauncey Carter, they were able to pin Lakeview Centennial inside their own 2 last time. However, to no avail, as Lakeview Centennial snapped it once, went 98 yards for the touchdown. Big snap here as Chauncey kicks it off the side of his foot. He was looking for a directional kick and will only get 3 yards out of the punt, it looks like.
Ooh. Boy, exactly what you don't want. I mean, good idea there. Obviously, he's trying to angle it to the right side there out of bounds, but just comes off the side of his foot and really just goes straight towards the sideline. And as you mentioned, a net of only 3 yards on that punt. So Garland trying to pin him deep. It does not work this time.
This may work out in Garland's favor. It didn't help him to pin him deep last time, did it?
Yeah, we were kind of laughing about that. It was going to be 1st and 10 at the 20. They ended up spotting at the 2, and we were saying, man, maybe Garland wishes it would have been at the 20. That play call may have been different, may have been a different outcome. But
Lakeview Centennial with 124 yards to 74 for Garland, 98 of those on 1 play. This is Jack Dustin, who fumbled early in the game, and he pounds away for 3.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Scott. Dustin back in the game after that early fumble, and he's going to take the handoff up the middle. Good blocking up front. The center there piling on number 35 there for Garland's defense, and just good running lane there for him, and a gain of about 3.
Centennial came out. They lose to Frisco Memorial by 2, beat Skyline by 1, win in overtime by 6 last week. And, well, this blew up right in their face as they ended up losing 6. Tim Muhammad on the stop, getting Hester.
Yeah, you saw another bad snap that time. Hester not able to hold on to that ball. And as you said, just, did the right thing, fell on it there, takes the loss. You can see it right there, just kind of to the right of Hester. Able to fall on it there, but big loss on the play.
And as much that has gone right for Lakeview Centennial, they're only up by 7. It's only a 7-0 game here. And you can ill afford to turn the ball over on this side of the field right now. 3rd down, 13. We'll see how risky Anthony Saint-Hilaire wants to get.
There's the throw, and yeah.
Well, incomplete. Hester thought that the stop route was going to be run, but it goes incomplete.
Yeah, exactly, Scott. That's exactly what happened. He was expecting the receiver there to just sit right there at the marker needed for the first down. Ball may have been tipped there as well from by Hester, but anyway, the pass is short hopped, and they will look to punt it away here on 4th and long.
It's the first time Jonathan Whittle has been targeted. He caught 7 balls last week. Hester and Whittle not on the same page that time.
Exactly. A big part of their offense last week, as you mentioned, and they're going to look to get him going here in subsequent series. Oh, and the punter's in a lot of trouble.
Riveroli loses the football, and Garland's going to have great field position again.
Boy, I tell you, another snap. That one looked to be a snap that it should have been handled, albeit a little low. Punter not able to hold on to it. He drops it there, and then by the time he picks it up, the Garland defenders are there on him, and he just did really what he could do. You can see it rolling back there to him. Boy, pretty dangerous there. Number 35 trying to fall on it, but that's one of those things. If he doesn't come up with it cleanly and Lakeview gets it, then it would be Lakeview's ball with a fresh set of downs. But as it turns out, Garland has great field position. That's the 2nd turnover now of the game for the Patriots.
It is. They fumbled on their opening possession. Fumble here. Garland takes over short field. Pitch coming over to Miles. Miles, the ball is out. Centennial thinks they've got it. Garland has coughed it up, and the Patriots will have possession.
Boy, that's going to be interesting. You're exactly right, Scott. They are going to call that a fumble, but it looked to me like he hit the ground, and that's what caused it. To me, it looked like he should have been called down. Let's see if we can pick it up here on the replay. So you're going to see the trip right here. Nope, he did lose it. There it was. So he did lose it before he was on the ground. That's a good call by the officials. Miles not able to hold on to it, and that's Garland's first turnover of the game.
It's always risky when you start handing the ball off to somebody who hasn't had it yet. So Lakeview Centennial will take it back over. Lakeview has fumbled it twice. Now Garland has coughed it up. 3 turnovers here in this first half in a crucial game in district. This will be a big win for either of these two teams.
Yes, it will. Again, move them to 2-0 in district play, the winner. Boy, another low snap.
And Hester pays the price here, getting sacked. Again, Tim Muhammad with his 2nd sack.
Yeah, Muhammad really played well last year as a junior. He's a big kid, Scott, and he's gotten some looks from some of the colleges here around the area. And again, he just comes in, blows up the running back right there trying to block, and Hester goes down. It's going to be another big loss on 1st down.
He's so athletic. I mean, Muhammad looks the part, 6'5", 230, big, tall, grizzled veteran down in there. And when he graduates, he's going to be 17 years old. He's young. 2nd and 16. Boy, I don't know if the snap count was off, but somebody moved. Snap was about 2 feet to the right of the quarterback. Hester had
5-yard penalty.
in one hand.
2nd down.
He's kind of falling and going sideways here for Lakeview Centennial.
Yeah, they call the procedure on Lakeview there, but I tell you what, number 35 for the Owls, Gabe Williams, the defensive tackle, kind of moved his shoulder that time, and that's what caused the procedure. Now, granted, he wasn't coming forward, so it's the right call, but again, Garland with a little movement there on the defensive line, a little twitch, and that's what caused the movement by Lakeview.
2nd and 21. 6:45 to go in this first half. Centennial with the only score of the game, a 98-yard touchdown run by Jonathan Hester, the quarterback, running the option. This time a straight handoff coming out left. Not much for Sean Lawson.
Yeah, I was just going to say before that play, Scott, Lakeview may have had him right where they wanted him, right? Hester's in the end zone. It was going to be a 97-yard, draw play here. But you're going to see the handoff here, trying to get some yardage away from the back of the end zone. Good defense there. Good pursuit by the Owl defense as well. They're able to hold him to a short gain of only about a yard. Set up this 3rd down and long.
And, since that bad punt for Garland, this Garland defense looks to be a little bit inspired. 3rd down and 20. They run straight ahead again. Sean Lawson tripped up by Jeremy Carcamo, and it'll be punt time now for the Patriots.
Yeah, as you said, Scott, exactly right. Just going to use the safe play there. They're going to go with the straight handoff up the middle, see how many yards you can get, try to get your punter a little bit of room to punt from his end zone and, try to get this punt away. But Garland, again, good job on defense, and I agree with you. They looked a little inspired coming out there, and they should get pretty good field position out of this punt.
Should be on this side of the 50, and it'll be the 3rd time in 4 drives that Garland will begin on the 50 or better. Get it away. Here comes Chauncey up to get it. He's got a chance to return it. A block inside the 20, inside the 5, down to the 2.
Boy, a great return that time by Carter. That's one of those ones that the punt was straight up in the air, gives your return man, that running head start. He's able to come under with that momentum. Watch this here. You're going to see him come up, break a couple of tackles, and they just keep him out of the end zone.
Chauncey Carter with a tremendous return of a returnable kick. And Garland with momentum here, poised to tie this ball game. We were expecting a good one, and we have had that so far here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Week number 4 of the campaign.
In a game full of athletes that these two teams have, Carter right there amongst the best of them. He is, highly sought after as well as a corner. And just a nice return there, 1st and goal for the Owls.
Norwood, the give to King, untouched, touchdown.
Boy, just like that, the Owls are an extra point away from tying this game. And as you said, Scott, look at the hole there on the left side. Boy, nice block there by number 12 as well.
Romero just kind of whiffed on him. And the Garland Owls, a PAT away from knotting us back up. It's a good snap. And it is good. So Wilson's kick, perfect with 5:14 to go. We are tied at 7 on GRS TV.
The Garland ISD Education Foundation provides resources to support and enrich education for all students in the Garland Independent School District. Every dollar donated helps fund innovative teaching and learning initiatives. Choose today to impact a better tomorrow. For more information and to learn how you can give, visit gisdedfoundation.org.
A score for each. 2-yard touchdown run by Keontae King. Ties this ball game at 7. So both teams punch it in on one play. The difference is Garland was 2 yards away, and Lakeview Centennial was 2 yards out. And we are tied at 7 here, 5:14 to go. The Owls will kick it off.
Yeah, there's your full 100 yards, just like you said. Hester with 98, and you had King there with 2, and we're knotted up at 7. A fair catch is called for.
And Zion Chambers doesn't think about returning it. He'll give Lakeview Centennial a start from their own 25. And the last couple of possessions for Lakeview after a really good start, been a little shaky.
Yeah, whether it's the offense being shaky or Garland's defense stepping up, you're right. They haven't done a whole lot. They've had a couple of bad snaps on those 2 series as well, and a couple of untimely penalties as well. But we'll see if the offense can get things going once again. As you said, they had that early 7-0 lead, but it is now evaporated. Garland with the 7-7 tie now. And we'll see if Hester and company can get things rolling.
Jonathan Hester so far in the game, 1 of 2 through the air. We get mostly on the ground. Jack Dustin trying to bounce. And Garland's got good speed, and Zaylen Reynolds drops him for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, Reynolds right there just played the angle and made the tackle. And, well, I tell you, Garland's defense has started stepping it up. Scott, you mentioned it a little bit ago, but the last couple of series, they've dominated here the offensive line. And that's going to be actually a loss of 1 on that carry.
Yeah, they've been really playing inspired football. You see Zaylen Reynolds in the middle. Now, he's good, but you can see the last play or two with Michael Landon Curtis. He and Curtis, with a couple of those safeties, have really been playing downhill. And unless Lakeview Centennial stretches the defense, they're going to keep doing that. Here comes a quarterback counter by Hester, gets a block. Hester taken down from behind, but that's a nice run of close to 10 to set up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, just a well-designed play that time. As you saw empty backfield, and again, just snap to Hester. He's going to run underneath those pulling tackles and guards from the left, or pardon me, the right side of the line, coming across to the left, and good run to pick up 10.
And Lakeview needs to pick up this 1st down. They don't want to give Garland another short field, and they'd like to take this thing down to close to halftime. Same action, this time a counter play, straight handoff, and Zaylen Reynolds on 3rd and 1 makes a play and makes Anthony St-Hilaire have to make a decision here. It'll be 4th and short.
Yeah, I think Muhammad came across as well and kind of messed that play up. But you're right, Zaylen Reynolds cuts inside there in the, between the center and the guard here. Lakeview at least lines up to go for it here. Boy, this is an interesting call. May just be trying to draw him offside.
It looks like they're going to go with a hard count. Anthony St-Hilaire may elect to wind this play clock down and then call a timeout. He's going to do it, though, before that. He says, let's talk about this with 3:22 to go in the half. We'll take a quick timeout and be back. It's tied at 7. Lakeview and Garland on GRS TV.
In Garland ISD, we're providing a higher level of education. Our students not only choose their own path to success, but arrive there faster. We're eliminating thousands of dollars in college tuition costs with our P-Tech and early college high school programs. Students can graduate with as many as 60 college credit hours, an associate's degree, or an industry certification, all for free, and all from the comfort of a traditional high school. By teaming up with area colleges and industry partners like Microsoft, Google, Parkland Hospital, Wells Fargo, and Gulf States Toyota, our students are gaining real work experience and real college credit. So be inspired, be amazing, be whoever you want to be. Choose Garland ISD.
To the Lakeview timeout, it'll be 4th down and 1, and Lakeview Centennial will punt it. The snap to Reverol, big pressure, and he gets it away, and it's a high-hanging, spiraling kick that backs up on him, takes a Garland bounce. They'll lose 5 on that bounce, and Garland again will have terrific field position with a 4th time in this game. 7-7 tie with 3:14 to go.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure on the punt that time, but, he's able to get the punt away with no problem. And, it was a high kick, and as you mentioned, they got about 10 yards, they being Garland, as when that ball hit, it bounced the other direction. So, just like you stated, another good field position here to start for the Owls.
Garland's got it rolling. Although they have fumbled the football, but did score the touchdown on their last 2 possessions. They're on their own 47 here. Norwood's got a chance to throw it. He's got a good arm, and on the out, overshoots his man. Jeremy Carcamo, as A.J. Harris was in coverage, the safety.
Boy, they had the right idea that time, the Owls did on offense. You're going to see here on the replay, there's the fake handoff, and on play, actually, he's just going to throw it deep, and he overthrows the 10 receiver. Good coverage out there by number 7 of the Patriots, A.J. Harris.
A little RPO on that 1st down play, gets him behind the chains. 2nd down, straight handoff. They set the edge, but Keontae King has had a really good night, and he picks up about 5 to set up 3rd and makeable, with Gilmore making the stop.
Yeah, again, just a workhorse as Keontae King, as you don't see him break off 30-yard, 40-yard runs, but he will get you methodically down the field. That's another nice gain, as you said, of about 5 yards on that run to the right.
And he was the backup last year behind a 1,000-yard rusher. He's as fast as Jay-Sean, no doubt. And on 3rd down and 5, it's Norwood on the keeper, and he has no chance to pick that thing up. Trey Wilson, as fast as the quarterback, stretches it out. It's a loss on the play.
Yeah, what else can you say? Trey Wilson, the big defensive end, with the speed as well. I believe he runs a 4.6. And you can see right there, he is not going to be fooled, and that's going to be a loss on the play. And again, a good decision by Sinclair to punt it away on 4th and 1 just moments ago, as they're going to hold Garland to a 3-and-out.
And had Norwood had the wherewithal to stay in bounds, it would have forced Lakeview Centennial to burn the second of 3, but they'll have 2 timeouts remaining as the clock is stopped with 2:29 to go until halftime. Returnable. Here comes A.J. Harris. Can't get to the 20.
Boy, nice punt that time by Carter. There is a penalty flag sitting at around the 42-yard line, so we'll check the flag. But, yeah, good coverage downfield as that looked to be returnable. Just couldn't break contain outside, and the tackle was made.
It's a blindside block. Going to go against Lakeview Centennial. I think that was the indication there. Braylon Morrison, our head referee. Derek Tankersley is our umpire tonight. Mario Root, the headline judge. Scott Garner, the line judge.
Well, Scott, I thought you got double duty tonight, I guess.
Apparently, I better get paid twice.
Yeah.
Marvin Williams is the back judge. James Phillips is the side judge. Alex Mercado is the field judge. That blindside block is a 15-yard penalty, and Anthony Sinclair wants an explanation.
Yeah, he does want an explanation, as, again, didn't have great field position to begin with, but it's even worse now as it's going to mark him inside the 10. It looks like officially at the 9.
Yeah.
Let's see if the Lakeview offense, again, as we mentioned, outside of that one long run to Hester, Scott, they haven't done a whole lot here in this first half.
Haven't, with 3 plays and punt on their last possession. And then Chauncey Carter with that great return after the Centennial punt. So back-to-back punts. And then you had a fumbled punt before that. All of that succeeding the 98-yard one-play drive that got Lakeview Centennial on the board. 2:19 to go until halftime. It's a down-the-line option. And here goes Savion Hunter, his second carry. And look at the Garland speed. Doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And a flag came out.
Yeah, penalty flag laid. And if that's against Garland, that's something you don't want to do there, is just make a good play. And if it is a taunting call or a personal foul, that's going to negate that and give Lakeview an automatic first down. We'll check it here.
Really nice job by Justin Washington to get to the point of attack. Grabbed him up high. Flag came out.
Personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 3. The 15-yard penalty. First down.
Justin Washington, while making the play, gets flagged there, and a little bit too much.
Yeah, it looked like there at the end of the replay. I don't know if you picked it up or not, but once the runner and Washington got up, it looked like he kind of wagged the finger in his face, kind of like, don't be bringing that over here, and that's what the call was. So, again, you make a good play there. It was going to be second down and 10 for the Patriots, but you bail them out with the penalty. Now Lakeview's got an automatic first down.
It's the first time that Garland's been flagged since they were flagged on that drive that began at the 50 back in on their first drive, actually, first drive of the game. First penalty since the first drive. First and 10 from their own 26. After the penalty, 2:08 to go. They got 2 timeouts. Hester going to go to the air, single coverage. He's got his man, Julius Spencer.
Boy, nothing fancy there, just right down the sideline for Spencer, and a great catch, a nice throw by Hester. You're going to see just right here towards the sideline, and, well, you can't do it any better than that.
18 yards on the throw and catch from Hester to Spencer, who nabs his 16th of the year. Low snap. Everybody over pursues, and Hester going to try to take advantage, but, boy, that Garland speed is absolutely incredible. Braylon Johnson, the cornerback, runs him down.
Yeah, and you mentioned it there, number 14, Kai Newton, overruns it. As you see, another bad snap. Something to watch the rest of this game for the Patriots. Hester's going to take it outside, try to get what he can, but a good play out there by, as you said, number 25, Braylon Johnson.
O'Shea Johnson, Terrence Green, Jeremiah Richardson, and Braylon Johnson, the cornerbacks. They've all got good speed. They'll try to bounce it here. A cutback, though, for Hunter. Savion Hunter, a first down and more. Knocked out of bounds at the 30. 23 yards on the jaunt. His best carry of the year with Chauncey Carter having to make a hit late.
Boy, it sure was, as he looked like he was going to lose yardage on the play. Look here, Garland's in the backfield. He just reverses field, breaks a couple of tackles, and then it's off to the races. And as you said, Carter, really the last one there to keep him out of the end zone. He does so, but a great run that time, and Lakeview's driving.
Interesting adjustment by Anthony Saint-Hilaire and Lakeview Centennial. Savion Hunter, coming into the game, had not touched the ball in terms of his wide receiver position. They have instead handed the football off to him in the backfield. He's served as a 2, if not number 3, running back on this Patriot team. And now before the snap, a timeout called by the Patriots. And we'll take it with them. A minute to go. Game tied at 7 on GRS-TV.
We are all connected to something bigger than ourselves. Change one thing, change everything. The things we do today have an extraordinary impact on a child's future. A better child, a better world. GISD has a ripple effect on our community. Every lesson can positively affect our future leaders. We are Garland ISD, impacting lives, changing futures. It's what we call the GISD effect.
Lakeview Centennial trying to rally here behind the cheer squad and band. Minute to go here in the second quarter. Game tied at 7. Lakeview Centennials only score a 98-yard touchdown run by Jonathan Hester from their own 2, running the option coming out, which in yesteryear was an absolute no-no. You never wanted to run the option inside the 10 coming out or going in to score from the 10-yard line or in, but things have changed.
I was going to say, times have definitely changed. There's a lot of the things that, as you said, used to be conventional. You don't see them anymore. You see the unconventional more the norm today. And, again, he's played well in this first half, and Lakeview poised to take the lead here going into half. Got that 1st and 10 at the 30.
They've got Jack Dustin back in after Savion Hunter had a nice 23-yard carry a moment ago to set him up here. 1st down and 10. Hunter looks right, screen, and Spencer with a chance runs into his own guy, but a second burst here. In the red zone, a 15-yard throw and catch.
Yeah, wide receiver screen set up that time, and he's able to come back to the middle. Garland had a defender out there, but here comes the blocking, and cuts it back inside here. Well, a lot of missed tackles tonight for Garland as well. You know, for what we talked about earlier, their defense, they have missed a lot of tackles. Lakeview driving.
It's interesting. That was Garland's big key there, as Dustin will try to string it out on the down-the-line option. That play not favorable for the 5'9 senior as he loses 3 with James Holmes coming up with the second tackle of the game.
Yeah, Holmes, one of the leaders on defense for the Owls. Lakeview's going to have to use their final timeout here as we've only got 20 seconds left.
So they won't have any to go. Second down.
Lakeview Centennial.
And 14.
That's their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
Do is to get down here and not come away with points.
Yeah, it's going to be tough now. Again, no timeouts remaining. The ball's on the 18-yard line after that loss of 3. And I would expect you're going to see more of the passing game, probably a couple more screens coming up here, Scott, if I was betting. See if they can get points out of this going into half.
Interesting as you see Anthony Saint-Hilaire's offense girded here. They have outgained Garland 170-90 here in this ball game. And their second key was to stop the Garland quarterback Norwood, who has thrown for 60 and run for just 1 yard tonight. They have accomplished that, and they put themselves in position to take the lead here. Garland will try to hold them out. And looking at the momentum and how the stats have shaken out, Lakeview Centennial, I'm sure they feel as though should be leading right now.
Yep, and they're close to doing just that at half, and but you say that, Scott. But again, remember, 98 of those yards came on that one play. So you take that one play away, it's a lot more even on offense. But Lakeview definitely with the advantage here on the 2nd and long.
Tight twins with a wing. First time they've motioned Hunter out. Hester going to look up the seam to the post. And got him. Touchdown. Jonathan Whittle, who had 7 big catches last week, has his first tonight to give the Patriots their second advantage of the game.
Boy, great catch that time. It was funny because the official back there on the end, it looked like for a second he was going to call it incomplete. Let's see if he gets a foot down. Well, it's hard to tell. Looks like he did have that right foot down on the play. They call it good. That is a touchdown, Lakeview, and they do indeed take the lead with 14 seconds remaining.
Diego Reverol trying to punch through his second PAT of the game with some pressure. The Patriots have a 14-7 lead with 14 seconds to go until the break on GRS TV. Jonathan Whittle, who had a drop on his first target last week and then caught 7 in a row, has caught perhaps his biggest of the year.
Take a look at it here. We'll get the slow motion replay, see if he gets that foot down. The catch is there. There's the left foot, and that looks good to me. Well, he was bobbling it a little bit there, but the official, I think, at that point was focusing more on whether that foot was in or not. Maybe not. Maybe didn't see the bobble, but a great catch that time, and Lakeview has taken the lead.
Third touchdown grab of the year for Jonathan Whittle. His first tonight, his 12th overall grab in now 2.5 games. 14 seconds to go until halftime. Reverol will kick it toward the sideline, and it goes out of bounds. So Garland, who has been gifted now great field position on pretty much every drive, will be 63 yards away here.
Yep, exactly right. Yeah, something you don't want to do is kick that ball out of bounds. You want to keep it on the ground, of course, with only 14 seconds. You don't want it to go out of bounds. However, the penalty flag is thrown. So Garland will have a chance here. They do still have 2 timeouts and 14 seconds to play.
5-yard penalty. First down.
So here come the Owls with maybe a chance for a couple of steps. Mentioned the 2 timeouts for Danny Russell and his defending 9-6A champion Owls, who are down by a touchdown. Lakeview Centennial, who's on an upward trend the last 6 years. Draw play, going to James, a burst of speed to midfield. 7 seconds to go. Xavier Wright gets credit for the stop. And the Owls, I assume, are going to let it go to the break. They are going to let it go to halftime. They won't snap it again. And so Lakeview Centennial takes a 14-7 lead into halftime on the heels of a 98-yard touchdown run by their quarterback, Jonathan Hester, which got him going tonight. The defense does the rest. We'll take a break and we will continue. You're watching GRS TV.
We'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to our top 972-494.
The Patriots with a 7-point lead as we welcome you back to Homer B. Johnson Stadium. These 2 teams coming into the game hoping to post the district W. Both come in 2-1 on the campaign. Let's take a look at the first half highlights.
Well, really well played first half, as you see, with a 14-7 score. We're going to take a look at the highlights here coming out. You see Lakeview coming and running out onto the field here to start the game. Nice outfits there. I like them. really the first big play, the biggest play of the game is a 98-yard run. You see Hester there head to the right side, outruns everybody, gets a good block out here by his wide receiver, number 4, for Savion Hunter, and then he does the rest into the end zone.
A huge run right there, 98 yards to give Lakeview Centennial the lead, and then Garland takes over at the 2 and punches it in to tie the ball game at 7. Keontae King comes up with what was his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. We were deadlocked until Lakeview Centennial, the very last drive of the half. A bullet over the middle. Whittle makes the catch, and a 14-7 advantage is what we've got. And Garland begins this second half with a huge return by Timaeus James as we come back to live action here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. James giving Garland again a short field with which to work.
Boy, James with a great kickoff return there. They kicked it short that time, so he was the up man on the play. Takes it around the 30-yard line and then just kind of splits two of the kick return team members there for the Patriots. Heads down the sideline. Really had just that one man to beat the kicker. But look at the field position, as you said, Scott. They're going to start from the 32-yard line.
And the last 3 drives, the plus 25, the plus 2, and their own 47. And now Garland begins the second half on the plus 32-yard line. On the option, Norwood, who in that first half was somewhat limited on the ground. Norwood ended up with just 1 yard on 6 carries.
Yeah, here's a look at that replay again, and you're going to see split backs in the backfield here to start in the second half. And as you said, really had his option there, decided to keep it up the middle, no gain on the play, so a little bit more of the same from Lakeview's defense.
He can make every throw, but he doesn't really use his legs that much. They're going to pitch it now to Miles. Miles strung out again. Lakeview Centennial, a late hit. We'll see if the flag doesn't come out. The head linesman was late getting there. And no penalty flag. Oh, there may be one there, actually, over there late.
Yeah, I haven't seen a penalty flag yet, but I think there's a little bit of an issue there as they ran hard into the sideline there. And, maybe you're right. Maybe there is a penalty flag on the play. Again, I didn't ever see it come out.
I didn't either.
But they are definitely discussing it now.
Yeah, not that there shouldn't have been. Our head official, Braylon Morrison.
Of course, we're in the press box on the home side of the field. Garland's on the visitor side. It was kind of hard to tell, live where it was, but it looks like there may have been a call because here comes the call.
Personal foul, face mask, 8 on the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Danny Russell's got to like that. 10th penalty between the two teams, and the Owls are inside the red zone.
Well, I tell you what, and through those first 2 plays, Scott, this drive was going nowhere. So Lakeview bails Garland out there with this face mask. That's going to give him the automatic first down. Garland only 98 total yards of offense, so they didn't even have 100 total yards in that first half. So, here they are deep in Lakeview territory.
First down, here comes King to the edge. He's got it, and he's got the touchdown.
Boy, so one play after the penalty, and you see King with that 16-yard touchdown run to get Garland right back in this game. And again, just like I said, Scott, it was going to be 3rd down and long, and that face mask bailed him out, and then there's King to the right side, untouched for 6.
Keontae King, who they really felt like bounced too much last week, was able to get the edge and uses his speed to punch it in for the second time in the game. That PAT ties us up at 14. It doesn't take Garland long. We're deadlocked for the second time in the contest on GRS-TV.
The Garland ISD Education Foundation provides resources to support and enrich education for all students in the Garland Independent School District. Every dollar donated helps fund innovative teaching and learning initiatives. Choose today to impact a better tomorrow. For more information and to learn how you can give, visit gisdedfoundation.org.
Another short field for the Garland Owls. And Garland has tied this ball game at 7. Students getting into it. they like what they have seen the first 55 seconds of this third quarter.
Boy, really the catalyst for that whole drive was that kickoff return by James. Scott really set him up in Lakeview territory, and then obviously the big 15-yard face mask and Keontae King the rest from 16 out. But, again, Garland just 55 seconds into the third quarter now. We've got a 14-14 game, and we start all over.
Here is Zion Chambers from inside the 10. Breaks a tackle. He's got the sideline. Nice spin move. A block downfield, and Lakeview Centennial finds itself at midfield. Jeremy Carcamo with a special teams tackle for the Owls.
Boy, another great kickoff return there. And Lakeview may have caught a break because it looked like he may have gone out of bounds. Doesn't get called there. You can see him tightrope, but you're going to see right here on the spin. Nope, he never did. So stays in bounds, gets knocked out of bounds right at midfield. A great return. And let's see if maybe some of the momentum now travels back to Lakeview side.
Lakeview has not had great field position. This will be their best starting field position of the game. The starting field position has been polar opposite tonight, as we see Jonathan Hester back out after a very good first half as the tight end underneath cross, and it's well played as they find Julius Spencer, but Jeremy Carcamo tackles him immediately, a gain of just one.
Well, that's one of the easiest tackles you can have right there. Is the pass is right on the money, but Carcamo's right there with the receiver. Well, look at that. He just wraps him up and throws him down, so a gain of only one on the throw.
Hester in that first half, 4 of 5 for just 51 yards. A low toss here. They'll use the screen game. This is Spencer again, and they swarm him for the second straight play. What a play. This time, Amarian Webb, the sophomore safety.
Boy, what a great play by that young man as he's being blocked on the play. He comes off the block and makes the tackle. Look right there. He just pushes through, fights through. Another short gain for the Patriots, and Garland's defense here trying to stifle a little bit of that momentum from the kick return.
Spencer with 4 grabs last week for 33 yards, came in with 239 receiving yards, and he catches 2 balls for 2 yards to start the half. 3rd and 8. Hester, the legs. He's got room and a first down. What a run, 13 for the senior quarterback, Jonathan Hester.
Yeah, that time they had everything moving to the left side, but they lost containment there. Hester keeps himself, cuts back to the right, and there's no one there. Carter once again has to chase him out of bounds, but not until Hester gets that first down.
7th first down of the game for Lakeview Centennial. Great pass protection. The go route, a leaping attempt. He cannot hang on.
Now that would have been a fantastic catch had he been able to come up with that, as Hester let him just a little bit too much. He got his hands on it, but that is a tough catch down the sideline. He's just not able to hold on. Look at him stretch.
3rd time that they have targeted Hester in 4 snaps. 2nd down and 10 for Lakeview, who tries to regain the lead again. Sort of reminiscent of last week against Saxe. Down the line option, the RPO. Hester's got to use the feet, lost the ball.
Yeah, Garland picks it up.
This is Reynolds, who's been everywhere tonight. Another turnover. Garland gets it back.
Boy, that time Hester maybe tried to do a little too much there. He was being pursued in the backfield. You see him right here try to get away, and he just loses the handle on the ball. It gets popped away, I believe, there by number 35 for the Owls. That's Gabriel Williams. And as you mentioned, Scott, Zaylen Reynolds, another big play, he picks it up and really had Hester to beat, or that would have been 6 more for the Owls.
Zaylen Reynolds with the fumble recovery, the 3rd fumble of the game for the Patriots. Garland with big-time momentum. Keontae King forced back inside, and a textbook tackle right in the middle of the field by Zion Chambers, who's a cornerback, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, give that one to number 5, James, on the handoff that time, and a short gain, as you mentioned, of only 3 yards. He tries to get outside here, but look at the form tackle. Boy, that's the way they teach it there. And a nice job by that young man.
2nd and 7. Tackle jumps, maybe a free play. Flag comes out. Norwood shows off the arm. The receiver falls down. Flag comes out. Might have been pushed down there by Rhodes, who's had a good game.
Yeah, so we know for sure we've got the offside call here against Lakeview. Guess the question is going to be, is that pass interference, is that going to go against Garland or go against Lakeview? A lot of pushing there going by both teams.
Defense. That penalty's going to be declined. Pass interference. Defense, number 2. The 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
And Jamar Rhodes, who had 2 interceptions last week against Saxe, with a little contact.
Yeah, you can see the contact really from both players there, but they're 9 times out of 10 they're going to get the defense on that, and that's what they did. So the call does go against the Patriots. Offside you saw was declined. Pass interference they're going to take. So Garland once again in Lakeview territory now at the 40.
So Rhodes with a pass interference. That will be 15 yards from the previous spot. And Garland will have it from the 36-yard line. Tied at 14. Lakeview Centennial took a 7-point lead into the break. And on 3 plays, Garland punches it in to tie it up to start the half, and here they go again. Spencer again for the 2nd straight carry. Picks up a few. Nico Gaston with his first tackle of the half.
Yeah, right at the middle that time for number 5, Timaeus James. And another short game, but again, they're trying to keep that ground game between the tackles. You've mentioned it often tonight, Scott, that they really want to keep them grounded as much as possible behind that big offensive line.
Quarterback sweep all the way. Here's Norwood using a block, and he is not afraid to lower his chin and finish runs. Nico Gaston tracks him down. 2nd straight play by that young tackle, but he picks up 7 to move the sticks.
Yeah, good run that time by Norwood, and really his first big run of the game as he gets a little help from blocking out there to the right side, and then, as you said, kind of keeps those legs going, picks up another couple and the first down.
Norwood was limited to just 1 yard on 7 carries in the first half. That by far his best carry. Runs for 7. They really like how he finishes off these runs. Gets a first down as a result. Now he's going to roll out left with big pressure. Avoids the end. Throws on the move, and what a play! Intercepted. What a job by Jeremiah Moore, the safety, his 2nd pick of the year.
Yeah, but that's one of those plays right there. Norwood will learn. He's a sophomore at quarterback, but he should not have thrown that ball. Makes a great play to get away from the defensive end, but then just telegraphs his pass, and a great interception that time, as you mentioned, by number 21, Jeremiah Moore. That's Garland's 2nd turnover of the game.
5 turnovers between the 2 teams. Lakeview Centennial has it back. What a play by Jeremiah Moore, who is young. He is talented. They will probably see him play at the next level. He's going to be really good next year as a junior and continues to get better and better. He's made some big plays the first 3 weeks.
He has indeed, none bigger than that so far. We've got 7:42 here in the 3rd quarter, and Garland driving once again. And so a great play there on the interception.
Game deadlocked. Hester reversing out of the play fake using the feet. But too many white jerseys. Tackled right at the line of scrimmage by James Holmes, a converted linebacker.
See Zaylen Reynolds there on the play as well. And as you said, James Holmes makes the initial play. You can see him right here tracking him down. Well, I tell you what, in Garland, they've really kept the other running backs bottled up tonight. So, the key for them, I think, is going to be keying on Hester the rest of the game. Just got to watch out for his arm. He's got a good one. Another low snap.
The snap might have come unexpectedly and might have been loose there as Tim Muhammad, again with penetration. You look at Holmes and Muhammad, those 2 defensive ends for Garland are really solid, tops in the district.
Yeah, and they are, returning starters as well, and as you mentioned, really good players for the Owls.
Muhammad, by the way, so we've got an injured Lakeview Centennial Patriot. Give us a chance to take a break with 6:58 to play in the 3rd. 3rd and 14 coming up for the Patriots on GRS-TV.
In Garland ISD, we're providing a higher level of education. Our students not only choose their own path to success, but arrive there faster. We're eliminating thousands of dollars in college tuition costs with our P-Tech and early college high school programs. Students can graduate with as many as 60 college credit hours, an associate's degree, or an industry certification, all for free, and all from the comfort of a traditional high school. By teaming up with area colleges and industry partners like Microsoft, Google, Parkland Hospital, Wells Fargo, and Gulf States Toyota, our students are gaining real work experience and real college credit. So be inspired, be amazing, be whoever you want to be. Choose Garland ISD.
Bonsai walking off on his own accord, the 5'11", 205-pound senior defensive lineman. Third down, 14 for Lakeview Centennial, midway through the third. Garland has scored the only touchdown of the half so far. Hester under pressure, escapes. Throws it deep down the right side, incomplete. Looking for the streaking Savion Hunter, the fastest wide receiver they have.
Well, that time the pressure put on by number 45, Tamarcus McNeil, and grabs his jersey there and tries to pull him down. Hester just, very strong and athletic, able to get out of that, and then just really threw it downfield. You're going to see McNeil come in right there. Actually, that was Tim Muhammad. There's the throw, looking, of course, for number 4, as you mentioned. Savion Hunter not able to connect, and Lakeview's going to have to punt this one away.
Diego Reverol out to kick it. Garland forcing the 3 and out after the turnover. Chauncey Carter with a chance to give him great field position. He had a 27-yard return earlier in the game. And Lakeview Centennial has to burn a timeout here with 6:49 to go as that play clock was winding down.
Yeah, once again, play clock winding down. They have to use that first timeout of the half. We'll see if it comes back to hurt them here towards the end of the game. 2 remaining.
And Lakeview Centennial again blew that 14-0 lead last week. They get the game tied. And then we were tied at 21 between Saxe and Lakeview last week. Then Lakeview found itself down 28-21. A couple of really good plays by the defense, forcing a couple of turnovers, and Lakeview Centennial wins 34-28 in overtime. And now Danny Russell trying to post yet another comeback victory. These two teams both had comeback wins last week.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Garland was also down 14-0 to North Garland. Made the big comeback. They actually got up by 14 there towards the end of the game, but had to recover an onside kick to preserve that win last week. And boy, this is going to be a dangerous kick here. We saw Carter return one in the first half.
Big pressure. Carter signaling for a fair catch. And once again, Garland will start on the plus 47 on the favorable side of the 50.
Yeah, and you've mentioned it tonight, Scott, many times, is really the field position battle has obviously been won by Garland as they've played most of their possessions in this game in Lakeview or close to Lakeview territory. And again, they're starting this one at the 47.
The last 5 drives have been at their own 47 or better. How about that? This is Keontae King, who is back in there at that running back position. A.J. Harris coming up to support on the run. Nice run right there, gain of 10.
See the nice run outside, as you mentioned, by King, and it picks up about 4 yards. That they didn't have the chain set on that play, so a 4-yard gain on that. It's going to set up 2nd down and 6.
2nd down and 6. King again slowed up at the second level as Trayson Gilmore yanks him down short of the first down. Picks up 5 more, though.
Yeah, it's a really nice play that time. They run a counter that time to King. As you see Norwood, start to the right, hands off to King coming back to the left on that counter. And as you mentioned, it's going to be 3rd down and short now for the Owls.
54 yards on the ground, and Norwood this time on the fake. They run the option. Biggest run of the game for Norwood. Inside the 20. Picks up 20 more.
Boy, that fake handoff worked well that time, as if he would have handed the ball off to King, that would have been disastrous, but he does pull it out there. Breaks containment to the outside. A big gain, as you mentioned, inside the 20-yard line.
Garland posting points to start the half. They are looking for their second straight score. They go to King, trying to bounce here. And a flag coming in maybe for a face mask at the end of this run.
You saw the penalty flag, Garland clapping. They certainly think it's going against Lakeview, but again, nothing fancy from the Owls offense here. They just keep it on the, to the left side of the line that time on the handoff to King. Picks up about 3, but we'll check the penalty.
3-yard gain, down to the 15.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 8. Have to go, first down.
And that is the 7th penalty against Lakeview Centennial tonight. That one hurts.
It does indeed. The funny thing, Scott, we started, the game here on the first possession for Garland. They picked up 4 penalties on that possession. They've only had 1 since then, and as you mentioned, Lakeview now with 7 in the game. Handoff to King, and Garland takes their first lead.
Keontae King, after the penalty, punches it in to take the advantage.
Just straight handoff to the left, and he does the rest. Great blocking up front by that O-line. Maybe starting to wear on the Patriot defense just a little bit. And again, Garland takes their first lead of the game.
PAT is good, and the Owls out in front. 14 straight, posted by Garland on GRS TV.
We are all connected to something bigger than ourselves. Change one thing, change everything. The things we do today have an extraordinary impact on a child's future. A better child, a better world. GISD has a ripple effect on our community. Every lesson can positively affect our future leaders. We are Garland ISD, impacting lives, changing futures. It's what we call the GISD effect.
Short field has really benefited the Garland Owls. They go 47 yards on just 5 plays and consume just 1:16 off of the third quarter clock to take a 21-14 lead here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Lakeview Centennial with some work to do now. Here's Savion Hunter up the numbers. Stumbles a bit, nice cut across the 30.
Boy, another nice return there for Hunter as he takes the ball around the 4-yard line on that kick on the left side of the field and just able to kind of weave his way down the sideline, cuts it back to the middle of the field and gets across the 30. A nice return.
They have used Savion Hunter more tonight than in previous weeks. The 5'10", 150-pound senior. Lakeview Centennial now finds itself down by 7. They've been here before. They came back from being down 28-21 last week to win in overtime against Saxe. Savion Hunter. They go empty here, avoids pressure, and slips. Had one guy in the second level and could not avoid Zaylen Reynolds and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're using Reynolds to really spy on the quarterback there for Lakeview. You see Reynolds, and he's not fooled. I mean, watch this. He just sits there, makes a great play. Hester goes down, and a short gain of only about a yard.
Hester tonight, 125 yards on 11 carries. A 98-yard touchdown run to crack the goose egg to start. This is an RPO, and Hester gets tripped up by James Holmes, the end. 3rd and 7 coming up.
Yeah, another big play that time by Holmes. This time just a designed quarterback run for Hester right up the middle. Holmes slides down from that defensive end to make the tackle after a short gain of only about 2 yards.
Hester's only thrown 9 passes tonight. He's 6 of 9. 3rd and 7. And Anthony Sinclair likes how Hester's been able to check out of some tough situations. Play clock is at 3.
Oh, another bad snap. Yep.
And Garland may have it.
Well, we mentioned it towards the end of the first half. There's been a lot of bad snaps tonight in the game. Garland thinks they've got the ball.
And
There's
they
the
do.
signal. Yeah, a lot of bad snaps tonight, and we saw that in the first half. This one got him again. That one was a rolling snap to Hester. It gets behind him, and it looked like he was going to pick it up, but he just is not able to pull it in. You're going to see it right here, and Garland's able to fall on it. Boy, and that's the fourth fumble of the game for Lakeview that Garland has recovered.
It's the sixth turnover between the two teams, 4 of them on the Lakeview Centennial side. Garland with a 21-14 advantage. King is back in at running back, and they've been getting a heavy dose of the senior ball carrier, Keontae King. Trayson Gilmore. Trayshawn brings him down, a gain of 3.
So again, they are trying to keep the running game between the tackles. They'll bust it outside if they have to, but another inside run that time to King for 3, as you mentioned. Again, Lakeview's defense needs to come up big here. They certainly don't want to give Garland any more points.
King averaged almost 10 yards per carry last year. A good cutback. Got a chance to score, and he does. 20 yards on the touchdown run for Keontae King, his 3rd score of the game.
Boy, another big run by King, as this time, again, between the tackles to the right side. Watch him cut up the field here, and then he breaks one tackle, cuts it back inside, and then just outruns the secondary there for Lakeview. Another big 20-yard touchdown run for King. Garland's extended the lead here to 14.
The point after. Perfect. 3:10 to play here in the 3rd. It's Garland 28, Lakeview Centennial 14, 21 unanswered, scored by the Owls on GRS-TV. All Garland here in the 3rd, 21 unanswered. As Keontae King posts his 4th touchdown of the night, a 20-yard jaunt after the Lakeview Centennial fumble. Their 4th of the game. And the Patriots with a chance to get back in it, but boy, the momentum has certainly shifted completely to the Garland side.
Yep, it definitely has, and he is 3 yards shy of 100 yards on the night as well to go along with those 4 touchdowns.
Returnable here and a chance. Across the 35, shy of the 40-yard line, Savion Hunter tackled by Jeremy Carcamo. Good field position for the Patriots.
Yeah, another good return that time for Hunter, and this time, kind of funny, they switched them around, and this time Hunter was on the right side. That's exactly where Garland kicked it, so Hunter had another shot, and he makes another good return on the play.
One of the things that Anthony Sinclair had mentioned coming into the game is the fact that while they were down last week to Saxe, he loves how his team continues to fight. They've learned how to do this, and it started really in the spring. In the spring workouts and even coming into the fall, he just noticed more stick-to-itiveness that has prevailed in the locker room. High snap to Hester. Hester pressured. He's been able to avoid it consistently tonight. Going to throw it deep. On the move has Spencer, but it's overthrown.
Yeah, I think he actually caught that ball, Scott, but he was out of bounds when he caught it. There is a penalty flag down here as well, so we'll check the flag. But, yeah, another great catch that time. He's just not able to get 1 foot down.
Just overshot him a hair, led him too far, and that flag probably going to be going against the Patriots, I would think.
Yeah, unless we got a late hit against Garland, but here we go. Yep.
Offense number 52. Be a 5-yard penalty. Comes with a loss of down. 2nd down.
Like the tight end was covered up there.
Another high snap that time. Here comes the pressure from Garland. You're going to see Hester roll out to his right. And again, nice throw downfield. You're going to see the catch made here, but again, not able to get that foot in bounds. And boy, those are those tough kind of plays right there, is because, you know, you saw the quarterback have to scramble out. Those linemen are just sitting there. You know, they're picking up their blocks, they're doing what they're supposed to, but, you know, they see the quarterback run out of the pocket. They don't know whether he's going to take off and run or not. A lot of times that's what causes your ineligible man downfield.
Penalty against the Patriots here, as Garland with a 14-point lead and a timeout called by the Patriots, I do believe.
Boy, and if it is, that's their second here of the second half.
Line judge racing over to talk to Braylon Morrison and Scott Garner.
Yeah, not sure exactly what they're talking about. Like, I never saw the timeout signaled, and there was still plenty of time on the play clock. There was 14 remaining when the whistles blew, so wasn't an issue with, you know, Lakeview using a timeout because of the play clock running down. So I'm not sure exactly what the discussion is, but we'll find out here shortly.
Correct. There was no loss of down on the play. Replay, first down.
All right, no timeout called. They will replay first down here after the penalty.
Yeah, they had second down on the chains there, but by virtue of the penalty, it remains first down. So I think that's what the discussion was. So no timeout charge.
And goes in motion, a stop route over here to Whittle, who caught the touchdown earlier, and this one goes incomplete.
Yeah, overthrew Whittle that time. They were just looking for that quick, you know, out route there. He was just kind of sitting there around the sideline. Garland had it well covered, so, you know, Whittle makes the catch. You know, probably not a whole lot of yards on the pickup, but as it turns out, Hester overthrows him.
Second down, close to 16 now for Jonathan Hester. Again, in this ball game, has not had his best game to this point. Good snap this time, second and long. He's been flushed repeatedly, going deep again. He had Marshall this time all open, wide open, but that ball not even close.
Yeah, just really had to throw that one away. He did have, as you mentioned, the receiver out there, but, boy, the pressure was coming again. He was running outside to the right and really just kind of threw that one away.
He's been flushed repeatedly tonight. Tim Muhammad again getting pressure. 2:40 to go here in the third. A win tonight for the Garland Owls would move them to 2-0 in district play. They would go to 3-1. You've got Naaman at Wiley East tomorrow night. Naaman will try to stay in first place. Rowlett boosting Saxe. And now Lakeview will call a timeout. With 2:40 to play in the third, it's 28-14 in favor of the Owls on GRS-TV.
The Garland ISD Education Foundation provides resources to support and enrich education for all students in the Garland Independent School District. Every dollar donated helps fund innovative teaching and learning initiatives. Choose today to impact a better tomorrow. For more information and to learn how you can give, visit gisdedfoundation.org.
14-point game as Garland with the advantage here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Third down and 15 coming up after the timeout. We're telling you that Saxe will be at Rowlett tomorrow. Two winless teams there. South Garland at North Garland. Both of those two clubs 1-2 overall, 0-1 in district competition. So you had Wiley, Naaman, this Lakeview team, and this Garland team tied for the top spot in the district at 1-0. Third and long.
Yeah, big play here for the Patriots.
Hester pressured again. This time down he goes. Kyron Newton, the 6'4 senior, with his first sack of the year. Robson for an 8-yard loss.
Well, again, just great coverage downfield by the Owls. Nothing there for Hester, and then the pocket collapses. And like you said, big number 14 right there, Kai Newton, 6'4", 210-pound senior, wraps up Hester for the big sack.
Boy, it has been all Garland here in the third quarter. They have scored 21 unanswered. They've posted a Keontae King 16-yard jaunt. They get the 4-yard King run and the 20-yard King run. Chauncey with a chance to return it, picks it up on a second quick bounce. Spinning into Lakeview territory, 16 on an unexpected return.
Well, he may be hurt here as well, and that is not a good sign for Garland.
Chauncey Carter slowed up. And maybe a leg?
Yeah, not sure, but he is still down on the turf. Kind of an interesting play there is they were just going to let that one bounce, but it rolled right to him, and he's able to pick it up and run with it. Another good return for Carter in Lakeview territory at the 40, but more importantly, potentially or perhaps Garland's best player. They're taking a look at him now.
Well, he is a terrific athlete. Chauncey Carter, who had 32 tackles last year as a junior, had 8 picks, led the area in interceptions. And this would be a huge loss for the Owls. You talked about a win for either of these two teams, and they would have that tiebreaker going toward the latter part of district competition, Steve.
Yeah, more importantly, again, the winner of this game will take over the top spot, even if it's just for one night, right, sitting at 2-0 in district play. So you see Carter getting on his feet, so a good sign for him and the Garland faithful.
I'm trying to put some weight on that leg.
Yeah, they were looking at the ankle, it looked like. Carter walking off gingerly. Yeah, looking forward to district. We're just now obviously in the second week of district play, and we were talking about it here at the break that just it doesn't appear that we've got a real dominant team yet. Now some team may step up, right? But right now it looks like this is going to be one of those where the 4 teams that make the playoffs, it may come down to that final week before we know anything.
Eight straight drive at their own 47 or better to begin. They are at the plus 40 right now. Again, the ground game has been so critical. This time it's Timaeus James that picks up 4 yards here on the first down play.
Yeah, James just straight handoff between the right guard and right tackle, picks up those 4 yards as you mentioned. Again, they're going to try to run some clock here. Lakeview only 1 timeout remaining in the game.
James's 8th carry right here coming up. Nice spin at the line of scrimmage. Really good pursuit by Lakeview Centennial, including A.J. Harris leading the way. Harris was in there on that play. Bonsai back in the ball game after he got shaken up earlier.
Yeah, again, same exact play they ran on first down and same results as James picks up 4 more. So 4 on the first down carry, 4 on the second down carry. They've got 3rd and short once again.
Jaden Norwood doing a really good job of managing the game with a 2-touchdown advantage, trying to take that play clock all the way down as James again bouncing on 3rd and short, picks up a first down, but shoved out of bounds to stop the clock with 50 seconds to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, that time they ran to the right side again, but you're going to see the guard pull for Garland right there. And James ends up kicking it outside, right down that sideline. Steps out of bounds, but as you mentioned, well enough for the first down.
Again, he ran for 92 yards last week. James was a superstar last week, and they sort of rotate King and James, particularly late in games when they try to keep them fresh. James again, nice hole before A.J. Harris, the safety, can put a hat on him, runs for 4 more.
Yeah, may have a penalty flag here on the play, but again, they found something between that right guard and right tackle on the right side of the line. Again, this may come back for holding and stop the momentum momentarily.
14th penalty between the two teams. It will be a hold against the Owls. Boy, it has been the Keontae King show tonight. 4 touchdown runs for King.
Holding, offense, number 44, be a 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
King has run for touchdowns of 16 yards, 4 yards, and 20 yards here in the third. And ball loose again. Who's got it?
Well, Lakeview had
Wow.
2 shots at it, but Garland able to fall on it. That's one of the offensive linemen able to pick that one up. And boy, Lakeview's got to be kicking themselves. That was what they needed right there.
Boy, James just had it ripped out.
You see 1, 2 shots at it there. Then the big offensive lineman able to fall on it.
Well, Garland wants to take this thing to the fourth, 28-14 in favor of the Garland Owls, who have posted 3 scores here in the third on GRS TV.
In Garland ISD, we're providing a higher level of education. Our students not only choose their own path to success, but arrive there faster. We're eliminating thousands of dollars in college tuition costs with our P-Tech and early college high school programs. Students can graduate with as many as 60 college credit hours, an associate's degree, or an industry certification, all for free, and all from the comfort of a traditional high school. By teaming up with area colleges and industry partners like Microsoft, Google, Parkland Hospital, Wells Fargo, and Gulf States Toyota, our students are gaining real work experience and real college credit. So be inspired, be amazing, be whoever you want to be. Choose Garland ISD.
The Garland Owls taking advantage of great field position and 4 Lakeview Centennial turnovers in this ball game. And with 12 minutes on the clock remaining, it will be 2nd down and 30 coming up.
Yeah, this is going to be Lakeview's opportunity. They've got to hold Garland to not, no first down here on this drive with this 2nd down and 30. I would imagine Garland, again, with that 14-point lead, they're going to just keep it on the ground here.
Going to be a draw. James down inside the 45, a short pickup. Trey Wilson, the senior defensive end, yet another tackle. Wilson was there, and good job by the center there, Diego Torres.
Yeah, and Wilson just played that perfect. He was sitting there, of course, at his defensive end spot, just sat there, waited for the run to come, and then just, shifted inside, made the tackle on the play for the short gain.
This is where Danny Russell wants to be. You want to have a lead, and preferably a multi-score lead with an offense like this. They can churn the clock. It is old school. 3rd down and forever. It'll be a quarterback draw all the way. Norwood into the 3rd level. Got close to a first down, about 6 yards short, but that is a nice run of close to 19 yards.
Yeah, and Scott, I'm thinking he may have thought the first down marker he had already crossed it because he went out of bounds there, and I think he may have had a shot at picking up that first down.
That run's going to allow them to go for it if they want to.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. Watch this right here. Nice move to get outside, but then watch him run towards the out of bounds, and I think he thought he was close to the first down. Ends up 6 yards shy. It looks like they're going to bring on the field goal unit.
Well, I like this call because it gives your place kicker a chance to practice here. And a timeout going to be called by Garland just to get their ducks in a row. Pedro Roscoe, who had a great week last week,
That's the first time out of the half.
will attempt what will be about a 42, 43-yard kick. But I really like this call right here because, so many times, particularly in modern football, Steve, these field goal circumstances crop up. And with this fast break football that we have now, so many times you elect to go for it on 4th and 5 or less rather than kick. And so place kickers these days, particularly in high school, don't get the bulk of the chances that they used to 15, 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. You're exactly right. As we saw some of those, kickers that you saw, as you mentioned, 10, 20, 30 years ago, you just don't see it as often, as you said. And this young man's got the leg to kick this. It's not going to be a chip shot by any stretch, 42 yards here, as you mentioned. But I'm with you, Scott. I love seeing this. I love seeing him bring the kicker out to try this long field goal because, as you said, you don't see it a whole lot nowadays.
Well, I don't think we're going to see it here either.
Well, of course not, because we just talked about it, right?
That's right. They're going to check. Let's go for it. He doesn't need to practice. Norwood. They'll go empty here on 4th and 6. 11-10 to go in the game. Lakeview looking for a stop. Norwood to the post. Oh, it's through the hands of the intended target. First time they have targeted Sam Tedeschi, and it goes incomplete.
Yeah, I believe that was Keontae King. Right there,
King?
number 6, and he just, came from that slot position. He hits him right in stride. It's a perfect throw. And King's just not able to hold on to it.
This is the second time that they've thrown the ball his way tonight.
Boy, and that's what Lakeview needed to happen right there. They needed him to, or to hold them without points or without getting the first down. So they're going to take over. But, yeah, that was a great throw that time. King, probably will tell you he should have had it.
So plenty of time now. You got to get something going in a hurry as they try to flip it out to Spencer in the flat. But Tim Muhammad continues to get consistent penetration and knocks that ball down.
Yes, he does. I don't think he was blocked on that play. He comes across the line, and Hester's just not able to throw it over the 6'5" frame of Muhammad.
Tim Muhammad breaks up the pass.
Second down and 10 coming up now for Lakeview. Hester, quick pass over the middle, but off the mark, looking for Marshall there. Marshall ran up the seam, and I guess he thought the post was supposed to be run. Amarian Webb was in coverage. Flag down.
Yeah, exactly right, as you said. And yeah, I'm not sure there is a flag down. There's some things on the field down there, but I don't actually see a flag, so I think it's going to be a 3rd down and 10. But, yeah, you're exactly right. Hester looking for the post that time, and he just didn't cut it soon enough, and so they just weren't on the same page on that play. Keep in mind for Garland, too, remember Carter's out of the game, so Carter's usually who we see sitting back there in that safety position. He's not here on this 3rd and 10.
Hester just 6 of 11 tonight. Big pressure, and he's able to step up, but down he goes. Nice play by Tim Muhammad. Who else? He has had a terrific game.
Yeah, interestingly enough, he's the one that actually applies the pressure early on. Hester steps up on the play, starts to run, and then Muhammad comes back to make the tackle. Boy, Hester's lucky he didn't lose the ball on that play as well.
Now, they fumbled it 4 times in this game. 10.5 to play. And Diego Reverol is out to kick this one away, but the regular defense is out there. Nobody back to return.
Yeah, Garland not sending anybody back to return. Oh, and he loses the handle on the snap.
Reverol going to get it away. Not returnable. This will be the worst starting field position in literally 9 drives for Garland.
Yes, it is. And, boy, I tell you, that worked out well for Lakeview is because, it looked like disaster once again. He's able to get the kick away, and as you said, it rolls deep into Garland. Well, deep in terms of where they've started in the game. And this is going to be, like you said, their deepest field position in a while. We're able to pick that, and Garland had no pressure coming.
Kicked it and fell down, and it turned into a 40-yard kick.
Exactly. Well, so now let's see if the Lakeview defense can step up big. We were talking there at break. Scott, Lakeview has negative total yards here in this half. They're sitting right now as it stands at 195. They had 202 at halftime.
Keontae King back in there, forced back inside, keeps the feet running, and picks up 9 more. Nice run right there. Zion Chambers takes him down.
Yeah, absolutely. 9-yard run to the right side. And, at this point, Scott, it may just be the Lakeview defense getting worn down in this game. They've been on the field a lot, especially here in the second half. You see King there to the right side, keeps those legs moving and pushes forward for 9.
King, who was able to race for 131 yards last week, has gone over the century mark for the second straight game. He's got 104 and counting on this second down run of 12 more. Jason Romero, the senior linebacker of the stop.
Yeah, just another big run, and just like we saw, it looks like the same play, but boy, look here.
King may be down.
Yeah, exactly. See, run to the outside. Good blocking outside. Good kick out block by number 12 that time. Nathan Mitchell as well. And again, King up and coming off to the sideline. Another big run for him, but more important, looks to be injured.
Can't imagine with the time and the score that we would see King return to this game. Demeus James certainly a capable option. He's got 10 carries for 36 tonight after close to 100 last week when he averaged almost 8 yards per carry. James gets the straight handoff, stays in bounds, cutting it back inside, although he likes to bounce. Picks up 7 more.
Yeah, once again, same play as the first two on this series. They just run to the right side behind those big offensive linemen. And again, 7 more yards on that play. I think, again, the Lakeview defense is getting worn down here. Notice they are running away from the big Trey Wilson.
Yeah, and Garland really owns the time of possession battle here. Second down and 3. Here's James again. Stops behind his own blocker and still manages a first down. Picks up 4 more. Trey Wilson, very physical defensive end, trips him up.
Yep, exactly. And you saw right there, the 4th consecutive play, they run that run to the right side. This time a little better job of Lakeview's defense of getting penetration, but as you said, James cuts it back to the middle of the field. He's met by Trey Wilson, but not until he picks up the first down.
I mentioned Lakeview may be getting tired. The Lakeview offense on 5 second-half drives has snapped it more than 3 times, just once here in the second half. First and 10 for Garland. They'll run the counter, fake the counter. Norwood, the quarterback, will keep, and got absolutely destroyed by Nico Gaston, his 4th tackle.
Boy, interesting there. After 4 consecutive runs to the right, you saw all the movement come left. Norwood fakes a handoff to the left and then takes it again to the right. Boy, great job right there by the corner staying at home. Makes Norwood cut back inside for the short gain of 3.
8-man box. They pull the play side guard here for James, who tight ropes inside the 10. 20 yards. They'll mark him out at the 12.
Boy, just can't say enough good about the right side of the Garland offensive line. And another good kick out block by number 12, Nathan Mitchell there. Nice run by James down the sideline. Garland is 1st and 10 just outside the 10.
51-yard run.
More importantly for them, looks like 7:13 left on the clock.
They begin with their worst starting field position in 9 drives, trying to cap what they hope will be a 68-yard drive. James against a number of blue jerseys down to the 10, and that's about it. Nico Gaston has had a really good game tonight. Senior tackle who came in with 16 tackles, 3 for a loss, 3 pressures. Got some guys with some good numbers up front. Both of these two teams have good defensive fronts.
Yeah, notice that time they had Trey Wilson on the right side. They still tried, Garland still tried to run. And I say right side, the left side of the Lakeview defensive line, the right side of Garland's offensive line. And that time they only got 2. So let's see if they come back to the wide side. Now Wilson still on the left side of the defense.
Flag coming out here. Maybe a participation call.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 7.
Well, that's a big penalty there against Lakeview.
Frustration with some jawing going on in that defensive backfield for Lakeview Centennial.
Penalty goes against Lakeview Centennial, 5-yard penalty.
It's a good first quarter for Lakeview Centennial, and just kind of went downhill. Garland turned it up. We mentioned they kind of turned the intensity up midway through that first half, and it's carried over with 21 unanswered points posted by Garland so far, and they're 5 yards away from making it 28 in a row.
Yeah, and again, as I mentioned, watch Wilson. He's on the left side of the line. Let's see if Garland comes this time to the left. Whistles before the snap.
penalty this time going to, well, maybe.
I'm not sure what they're calling here, but it's first and goal. That's what it is.
First and goal. They have the stick still. They get the stick situated. 6.5 to go here in the fourth. First and goal from the 5.
There's our snap.
Goal for Garland.
James
Norwood keeps it.
Norwood close to the goal. They may have lost the ball.
1 yard line.
He is down to around the half-yard line.
So they keep it on the right side. This time Norwood again fakes a handoff to the left and then keeps it himself to the right side. And yeah, they're
Second goal from the 1.
about a half a foot away from end zone.
Nice keeper right there. Nice option for Norwood. And again, they don't ask a lot of him. They want maybe 125 to 175 yards a game through the air. That would be ideal. They don't have to get that. James this time straight ahead. Runs into Nico Gaston again. Nico and Maurice Johnson.
Boy, and this time Lakeview said, hey, you're not going to run to the right side. As they put a little bit of pressure there, they come with a stunt to the left side of the line there. Able to make the tackle. That's going to be a loss of 2 yards. It's going to set up a 3rd and goal from the 3. Obviously a big series here as we are under 6 minutes to go in the game.
Great teams can line up and run that football even when the opponent knows it's coming. Norwood, a guy that's only thrown it 7 times tonight. 3rd and goal from the 3. Give it to James. Corner. Flag comes out. He's got the pylon. He's got the touchdown. But will it stand?
Yeah, this is usually in the area of holding, so this one probably coming back against the Owls.
Maybe against Diego Torres, who's got his palms to the sky here going, what are you talking about?
Offense, number 66. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Ismail Ball, the right tackle, who got flagged earlier in the game. A guy that has the ability to squat 600 pounds.
Yeah, they are very excited about the right side of the line. 2 sophomores, big kids. And you see the run here. Couldn't pick up the holding there by him, but so that's going to move Garland back outside the 10 now.
3rd and goal. And unless things take a drastic change, Garland will get out of here with a win. They would go to 3-1. Lakeview Centennial after a really good start with back-to-back wins after losing by 2 points at opening ball game. And now we get a timeout and Garland wants to talk about it. So 5:10 to go in the game. 3rd and goal coming up for the Owls on GRS TV.
We are all connected to something bigger than ourselves. Change one thing, change everything. The things we do today have an extraordinary impact on a child's future. A better child, a better world. GISD has a ripple effect on our community. Every lesson can positively affect our future leaders. We are Garland ISD, impacting lives, changing futures. It's what we call the GISD effect.
Tenth play of this drive coming up. It began from their own 32. Down to 5:10 to go. It's the 4th drive in the game. That will go for at least 10 plays as Garland has controlled the line of scrimmage, particularly in the second half. 3rd and goal from the 13. Norwood looking over the middle, has a wide open man. He finds Mitchell, a backup tight end, for the touchdown.
Boy, I tell you, I thought they were going to keep it on the ground, but you've got all the running to the right. They had all the flow going to the right. You're going to see it right here. They fake the handoff on the play action. And as you said, wide open, the tight end, Nate Mitchell. He's been blocking great tonight, and he gets rewarded here in the 4th quarter with a touchdown.
Nathan Mitchell, who was listed as a quarterback / tight end on the roster. Quarterback. Able to make that catch. The point after is good. It has been all Garland. They've scored 28 unanswered here in the second half. 35-14 in favor of the Owls. And you look at the keys to success tonight for Garland. They wanted to cut down on penalties. They've had a few tonight. They wanted to not turn the ball over. They've turned it over 2 times, but they have forced 4 turnovers in this ball game. And remember, last week was the first week in which Garland hadn't turned the ball over.
Yeah, here's a look at that replay again. And I think the turnover is really the catalyst of the game. You can see wide open there. Play action got him. Again, all that running sets it up for play action, and just a great call on that 3rd down and goal. Well, this game was 14-7 at half with Lakeview on top. And as you said, Scott, many times, this is 28 unanswered for Garland. They really, in the second half, have just turned things on and really put this ball game away.
And the score right now doesn't really indicate the sort of production that Anthony Saint-Hilaire has been getting from his Patriots. You know, they lose in overtime, or win in overtime last week, 34-28 after a 10-9 victory over Skyline that succeeded the 2-point loss against Frisco Memorial. But no question, the Patriot program trending upward under the guidance of Anthony Saint-Hilaire, who's in his 2nd year.
Yep, no doubt. Lakeview always has the athletes. They do again this year. I expect big things from them in district play.
Fair catch, signal 4 by A.J. Harris. They'll start from the 25. Remember, in 2016 was Lakeview Centennial's first playoff appearance in 21 years. And they picked up a first-round playoff win that year, their first playoff win in almost 30 years.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, and you and I were talking about this a little bit before the broadcast, but you know that the 21 years, as you mentioned, you go all the way back 1995. That was actually the last time they won the district championship as well. It was a tri-championship that year with Garland and North Mesquite. North Mesquite was in our district at that point in time, and so yeah, they went from district champs and then 21-year drought before making the playoffs.
Very interesting in high school how there's no guarantee that your program's going to immediately turn around. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. And Anthony Saint-Hilaire talks about his assistant coaches and how good they've been. Combo route as they run the shallow dig to Julius Spencer, get close to a first down. You see Garland doing what they've done the whole game, and that's rally to the football. Pickup of 9.
Well, a great offensive call that time. You saw Hester roll out, kind of on the run there to the right side. And as you said, he just really could pick his receiver, which he did. Just a nice catch there by number 15, Julius Spencer, and 2nd down and short.
But, no guarantee that your program's going to immediately turn around. They really like what they have right now for Lakeview Centennial as they get it back to Spencer. He's a terrific athlete. We see him out in space, pick up 13 more. But it's guys like Spencer and the offensive line, Black, Akiti, Price, Sanford, Johnson, all down there that really make it happen offensively.
Yeah, another nice throw out here, nothing fancy, and then a nice move outside and picks up about 8 more yards after the move. Lakeview driving here, they're close to midfield.
Inside of 4 minutes, down by 3 scores. Hester into the boundary. They play off coverage and throw to Spencer way too tall.
Yeah, nice design that time. They were looking for the hot hand in Julius Spencer, but that time Hester just overthrows him a little bit.
But being prepared so key. And that's the one thing you notice about Lakeview this year. They come into these games, and they are very prepared, and they execute. Remember, this Patriot team had a 7-point lead at the half tonight. It's just been a disaster here in the second half. Spencer on the tunnel screen makes a man miss to pick up a first down to get 13 more. Whittle, I should say, this time. Jonathan Whittle.
Well, it's always interesting. You see these kind of plays, and, all of a sudden you're thinking, why didn't Lakeview do this the whole game, right? Because they're moving the football right now. Another nice play, as you said, on the screen and breaking a couple tackles, and Lakeview with a pretty good drive here at the 40.
Twins each way here for Jonathan Hester. Pretty much base defense right now for this Garland team who shows zone defense. And before the snap, a timeout called by Lakeview.
Boy, that's going to be their last timeout of the game.
It is their last timeout, kind of inconsequential at this point. Game not really in doubt. And this is a Garland team that can do it on the ground. Keontae King, what a night for that running back for the Garland Owls, the 5'10", 185-pound senior. He's, without question, our player of the game. Got shaken up midway through the second half. We hope that he's okay. Have not seen him since he suffered the injury, but Keontae, 122 yards on 21 carries, averaging almost 6 per carry, but he's got 4 touchdowns on the ground tonight.
Yeah, it's a great game from King overall. Anytime you can get 1 touchdown a game, right, you're doing good. When you get four in one game, it's an outstanding night, as you mentioned. And I tell you, James has done a nice job as well. He's got 16 carries, 70 yards on the night, almost 4.5 yards a carry for him as well. So, again, that 1-2 punch of King and James really been the catalyst in the game.
The 4 tonight gives King 6 for the year. He had 8 all of last year. Big pressure. This time Hester goes down. The defensive ends for this team are incredible. Tim Muhammad has been pinning his ears back all night.
Well, you're going to see once again just splits 2 defenders. You don't want to do that against him. And Hester never saw him. Muhammad with another sack. And you're right, these 2 defensive ends between he and James Holmes on the other side, just a big 1-2 punch on defense for Garland.
Muhammad had 2 sacks last year as a junior. He's got 2 tonight. Second down at 18, and it's a draw all the way for Hester into the 3rd level. He needs the 30. He's got it. He's got a first down. Spins off the hit, run out of bounds shy of the red zone. Johnson trying to come up and provide some resistance, but he spun off that hit.
Yeah, the pressure comes again from the outside. The problem is Garland didn't have anyone in the middle. Hester with another nice run, and he's been their offense tonight, especially in the running game.
Hester, quick pass again, the screen, and it's dropped. This time Whittle drops it. It'll be second down and 10.
Well, that's one of those where your eyes get big as you're thinking, I've got the end zone in my sights, as they had that screenplay set up once again. We saw it work earlier, but this time not able to hold on to the ball.
Whittle had one of the 2 touchdowns for Lakeview Centennial earlier in the game. Remember, he was plagued by a drop to start the Saxe game last week and then caught 7 in a row. And it's second down and 10. Fade, single coverage, and for some reason Julius Spencer slowed down a bit, and the ball ends up being overthrown.
Yeah, had a little bit of contact out there, probably incidental, and you're right. It looked like he just kind of pulled up, didn't run all the way through the route. Hester was looking at him towards the back of the end zone and just not able to get there at the same time as the ball. We'll pick it up here. See Hester just heave it towards the end zone, and it just cannot connect.
35 points tonight, the most that Lakeview has permitted in a game this year. Garland came in averaging about 24 points per game on offense. This is the most they've had. To the end zone again. Coverage is blown, and the touchdown is caught. Yeah, Jonathan Whittle makes the catch in the back corner of the end zone.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I'd love to see it again as he was, as you said, uncovered. And they're looking that way the whole time, and look at that wide open, the easy catch for the touchdown. Whittle has another one here, and Lakeview gets a little closer.
Hester to Whittle for the second time tonight. Second touchdown grab for Jonathan, his 4th of the year. Jonathan Hester with the touchdown pass. That point after is good. 2:07 to go in the game. Garland 35, Lakeview Centennial 21 on GRS TV. Hester to Whittle for the 20-yard connection, 75-yard drive. 8 plays. Pulling Lakeview Centennial to within 2 scores here with 2:07 to play in week number 4 for these two teams. Jonathan Hester tonight, 10 of 20, 108 yards and 2 touchdown passes in this game.
Yeah, and obviously the rushing from Hester, the big story as well, as he's got well over 150 yards on the ground. Unofficially 130 yards, 18 carries, and the touchdown on the ground as well. So Hester playing well tonight for the Patriots.
Diego Reverol was going to kick off. We were anticipating an onside kick, and it didn't appear as though Garland was aligned in a usual formation on that.
They have to use their final timeout, so neither team with a timeout remaining for this final 2:07. A good game here tonight. Again, it was close at halftime, Scott, but Garland just, really came out. The momentum shifted early in that second half and scored the 28 unanswered to get him out to the big lead.
There's an old adage. You turn the ball over 3 times, you should lose. You turn it over 4 times, you're going to lose.
Exactly.
And Lakeview Centennial with 4 turnovers tonight, 4 fumbles. All right, here we go. Expecting an onside kick. Reverol. Kick it. Got the high bounce, but not the high second bounce. Nice job by Keontae King, it looks like, to haul that thing in.
Yeah, good to see him back in the game. As you mentioned, he was hurt earlier, but obviously not bad enough to keep him out of the game.
Yeah.
That ball came right to him.
Needed his hands down there, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely did.
But there's no way we're going to see him in the last 2:07, you wouldn't think. Good night, though, for Keontae. 122 yards on 21 carries. He's got the 4 rushing touchdowns in this ball game.
Yeah, just a big game for him tonight. Garland should be able to just, relatively take a knee here. Again, neither team with a timeout remaining. This will be a big win for Garland. They'll move to 2-0, Scott, and really kind of take the lead, again, at least for one night in district play.
Garland with the advantage in total yards, but not by much, 289 to 273. They have out first downed Lakeview Centennial 21 to 12. And again, their bread and butter's on the ground, 241 again tonight. Just a safe handoff right here for Garland to close this ball game out as Timaeus James gets the carry. But again, they average about 280 on the ground. They're about 40 shy of that. But they've had some big carries. And don't tell me James is slow to get up here.
Yeah, he is slow to get up. He does get up, but he was definitely slow.
I'd be fast to get him out. And I think he is going to come out here. And Keontae King's going to come in for him.
And bring King back in. They just really at this point need to make sure that they secure the ball. You don't want to turn over here, obviously. And
handoff King. I would have bet the ranch we wouldn't see that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that as well.
But, yeah, good game tonight. We were anticipating. I got up this morning, and as I'm preparing for the matchup tonight, I'm like, this is going to be a great game. Turned out to be a really good game. And Garland, I'm not sure what Danny Russell and the staff told them down there, but they turned it up about midway through that second quarter. I mean, they started to play with an edge.
Yeah, they absolutely did. That defense really got it started for them. The offense picked up the ball and ran with it here in the second half. Again, a big team win for them as they get in victory formation here.
And that should do it here tonight at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Final score, Garland will beat Lakeview 35-21. And with the win, Garland will move to 3-1, 2-0 in district competition. Meantime, Centennial falls to 500 at 2-2, and they are 1-1 in district competition. And coming up tomorrow, we'll see Naaman at Wiley East, Rowlett hosting Saxe and South Garland at North Garland.
Yeah, Rowlett and Saxe, the big one I think everybody's looking for. That's a big rivalry. Again, Rowlett and Saxe, a lot of those kids grow up together. A lot of them played together, and then they kind of split, to either high school once they get to the high school. So a big game tomorrow in District 9-6A between Rowlett and Saxe.
So the Garland Owls take it to the Lakeview Centennial Patriots behind a 4-touchdown performance from Keontae King, who racked up 122 yards on 21 carries, almost 6 per tote tonight. I want to thank everybody for tuning in here on GRS TV. The final score, once again, it's Garland 35 and Lakeview Centennial 21. For Delbert Richardson and the entire crew, for Steve Reeves, my name is Scott Garner. Good evening, everyone, from Homer B. Johnson Stadium in Garland. Good night, and God bless.